why it went viral even more, the fact that, well, even from their skin, they don't look Nigerians, they're perhaps Asian. I don't want to say they're Chinese because, like, did I even listen to the words they are saying? If they're Chinese, they sound like Chinese. I picked out one or two Chinese words. So, handing out money to them and then videoing it with some other ladies. And then he asked me, like, oh, what do you make of this? Like, I need context. I need to understand. Did they work for the police? Did they do a special assignment for them? Were they assigned to something in their company? Did they rescue someone and I thought to reward them? Because, you just need to know. But the story has gone to a point where Nigerians have reacted to it in spite of whether I needed context or not. They were just outraged by the fact that you would see the police officers in their full gear and being handed money and videoed and wondering what exactly is going on. How to some Nigerians, they felt very disrespectful and asking, can you play out if Nigerians went to this country and handed their police officers money and stuff like that? Well, apparently, the police, in redeeming its image, decided to swing quickly into action because they've condemned the conduct of its officers captured in that video receiving money from Chinese nationals, describing their actions as unethical and unprofessional. The incident, which sparked widespread outrage online, prompted the force headquarters to identify the officers involved and initiate disciplinary proceeding. And in a statement put out yesterday, signed by the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, the police emphasized its commitment to upholding professionalism and maintaining public trust. It is important that you trust the police. That's what he's saying. And anything that would, make you think less of the force, they would act on it swiftly. Apparently, that's what you're doing with this one. And it's not the first time. Remember when we saw the police officers with Ichi Boots, the Dutch woman, the biker who was going around some African countries and then left Ghana and came into Nigeria. It was when she came to Nigeria. Other people were treating her when came to Nigeria. We were nice, though. The police officers were sweet. And then typically, they're not like, anything for the boys was what they asked for. Say, give us money, give us money. And even though they were nice to her and they were in kind of like awe of what she was doing as a woman and all of that, but that little aspect of demanding for money, even though it was jokingly, it just ruined the entire thing. Because for some of us who've been following her and seeing how she's gone through a lot of countries and how even police, particularly when she came to the Western part, I'm like, man, why in Nigeria they can't demand money and all of that? So it cost those officers some display. I heard they were dismissed or they were reassigned somewhere else. I know that was in the news. They faced some panel and I think they were talk about having them dismissed from the force. So the police, as much as possible, if it gets to their ears, they find a way to just kind of like redeem their image and act decisively. So they swung into action with this particular one. In the statement, they're saying that the Nigerian police force has taken cognizance of a disturbing video making rounds in the social media space, showing police officers receiving money from a Chinese national. The force has strongly condemned the conduct exhibited by the police officers in the video, describing it as unprofessional and unethical. Adejobi reiterated that such behavior runs contrary to the established ethics, standards, and core value of the Nigerian police force. The action of the officers do not represent the established ethics, standard, and core value of the police force. He emphasized that, and that the police has zero tolerance for such unprofessional behavior. Such unprofessional behavior and form of misconduct which undermines public trust and confidence. So in addition to addressing the misconduct, the first warned individuals and organizations making use of police services, particularly escorts and guards, to desist from any act capable of degrading the integrity of its officers and bringing the force to disrepute. The development comes amid the force's renewed effort to rebuild public confidence and ensure accountability within its ranks. So, yes, it got to them, and they're saying, well, it's unprofessional. Well, at least it was caught on camera, so we can agree it's unprofessional. But yes, it is. Camera or not. And I know that's why a lot of people were outraged and felt like, man, this act completely brings down the force, to saying, why would someone just think it's okay? And it wasn't like, I'm plenty money. I felt like it just counts 2,000, 2K. To the police officers, I'm sure that means a lot to them. Because there's a lot of factors that would even make one, condescend with your full uniform to that particular level. So beyond letting these people off, I hope that the police would continually train and retrain officers on the need for, to maintain certain standards, to understand the ethics of their profession, and to understand what would kind of like disparage them and deplete the confidence and trust that people have in them. So beyond dismissing these ones, the pay, the training, the confidence you build in these officers will go a long way in making them look you in the eye when you offer them money and say, no, thank you very much. So at the end of the day, he was speaking to people who get their service for escort and the likes of it. And I'm positive that they didn't just walk and see police officers and start handing them money. They must have rendered a service, perhaps. And in appreciating them, they thought, all right, now Nigeria, we did now. We've seen this happening 1,001 times in your country. You want to appreciate people with money. Even if you don't, they were like, this or after waiting will do for him. If he hand us money. So they thought, so it was the police, it was the officers' place to say, no, sir, whatever you paid covers for our service. You don't need to hand us money. And then I would have even felt a little uncomfortable if I was an officer in uniform and somebody's handing money and they're making video and people are still cute there collecting money. Like, come on. But it is what it is. So they'll be facing disciplinary measures, and I doubt it will be the last time we'll hear of this until the police get very serious with his image. But this is one way to tell you that we're serious with what we're doing. I don't have a guest with me in the studio. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I see it buzzing as we go through the stories, and I'm sure you do have strong opinions about some of the stories that we've looked at. The minor who was detained for a long time in Kirikiri prison and spent weeks there, months, as a matter of fact, on false allegation, has been asked to be released by a court in Lagos State. However, the lawyer is saying, the police, you need to pay 100 million compensation. You need to fire the police officers who picked these guys up. They didn't follow up with the case, no investigation, no allegation, and you left him in prison. So that's one case to look at. And then the case of the police officers who were caught on camera being handed money by Chinese national for God knows whatever service it is they rendered. But definitely two stories making the police look bad this afternoon. 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869, or you can call 0809 9930 137. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, you're welcome.
My name is Adela.
Talk to us, sir.
The police court on camera, in fact, okay, as a matter of fact, if Nigerian police render services to some people and they want to appreciate them, you see, there is nothing bad if you do the appreciation secretly. You need to, in fact, maybe it was a deliberate attempt for the person who did that thing. Maybe they wanted to put these policemen in trouble. You see, at times, you call for the services of Nigerian police or any other forces. And after the service, if you want to show appreciation, can't you do it without videoing it? So it was a deliberate attempt to rob the image of the police. And they were not aware. So they were...
Hello?
Handed. So they were handed. Is that unfortunate? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Oh dear, sorry about that. Hello? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kimberly.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Comrade Haruna on the line.
Comrade, good to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Kim. That video of the foreigner sharing money to Nigerian police, I think, is an insult to the institution, because no matter what, we know they are foreigners, we have to protect them, but it doesn't call for them sharing money to able men who they look blunt and responsible, but the act to me is irresponsible. And Kim, I think some of them may suggest that if you give our Oga the money, he will not give it to us. So share it to us And to them, they felt that, okay, it's fun. Because if you go through that video, to a point, the guy stopped sharing. He gave the other lady to continue sharing it.
Yeah.
And they keep on videoing us and smiling, seeing how Nigerians are. So that is an insult.
No,
Please,
would it have been
we should
acceptable
stop that.
if it was a Nigerian man, chief, celebrity who was handing them money? I need to understand, because the outrage at one point I was a tad confused. Are Nigerians upset because they are foreign national, or they're just upset that the police was degraded by handing them money?
No. No, why the aspect of whom sharing that money doesn't, we just identify the source. But what we are more concerned about, we're in a digital world. There is no need for them to be moving with cash. You understand? Are you going to tell me all those policemen don't have an account number? They do. High as you request for their account number, you can split the money for them. It's just a way of saying thank you. Thank you for a good job. So sharing the money is not, to me, is not an issue. It's just a way of saying thank you. But why doing it in public like that? So that is my concern.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Kim.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Hello? Yes,
Hello,
sir.
good afternoon, the Oracle.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon to my good friend, Comrade Haruna. I want to still talk about that video. I watched that video since they were sharing money to them, 5,000 naira. Just like what the last caller said. If you will, you can't do that to Chinese security men. They won't allow that to happen. At least you should have used one of them, say, okay, these numbers of these people, so and so, I'm paying so amount to you guys, so that you people can, to show gratitude to them. And look at the number of security men that were there, where they were busy killing people in Plateau State. In fact, the security being given to this expatriate is so much that we, the citizens, that need to be protected by these people. Look at the massacre that took place in Plateau. And look at what happened in Benue yesterday again. Still killing people. So I think something needs to be done. If you have to give money, you don't have to do it publicly. Use one that you trust and send the money to them. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Simon from Atako.
Talk to us.
Issue of the sharing money of the police. As a father or as a mother, you can't feed your child from the house. You follow me to outside, you must look another person's food. It's the issue of police. Nobody, even if it is you in their shoes, police like that, you will collect the money. But the way the video, that is the very wrong thing. The video, that is the very wrong thing. If you will talk to mother notice, not father notice, till mother notice. If police, they never remove police from that pension, I repeat, till mother notice. If you like carry police to anywhere in the whole world, go and send them. There is nothing will change. Nothing will change. Because you cannot tell somebody that don't have tomorrow, don't have next tomorrow, don't have a future. Then you tell him that today, what I see, I will not chop. Whether tomorrow, if I reach, I will still chop. I don't know. So hence they refuse to remove police from the pension. That pension is the evil and the problem of the police. If you like carry police, all police will bring them in many countries to bring them back. Nothing will change. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good afternoon. Okay, dokie. Connection poor. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, Felix from Lambata.
Talk to us.
I think those white men were just deliberate. They know what they were doing. They want to catch fun with that show. Knowing what is going on in the country, a lot of giving and taking here. And because if they were doing it out of maybe sympathy or appreciation, there wouldn't have been need to bring camera and start videoing them. Do they do this in their own country? Yes, they know how it is, how they do policing in their own country. You can't see a policeman on the street collecting money from anybody like that. So if they really wanted to benefit those people, they would have done it neatly by collecting their bank account and then transfer it to their various bank account.
So, but what is the reason why the police officers themselves are not bold enough to say, okay, no, we don't want to do this, we want to show it on camera, get our account and transfer the money?
Okay. So how much is their pay? How much is their salary? How much have they saved? Some of them don't even have land of their own, they don't have food of their own, they don't have anything. By the time you retire into poverty. Pension before they pay you gratuity, you take years. 32,000 minimum wage, they are still considering for those on direct benefit scheme up to now.
So if we understand that the police is not being paid well, do you think it would be possible for us to make them come off as being comfortable and enough to look people in the eye and turn down money at the end of the day? Is it not just us dancing around the problem that we're not willing to solve?
Yes, dancing around the problem. I agree with you. We know the problem. If we can address the problem headlong, I tell you, all this collecting money here and there, this peanuts here and there, will not arise. We have already addressed the welfare issue of the police officers. Not only police, even other state agencies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, another question. One of these you've discussed with SWAT on the exchange when we were looking at Ponzi scheme. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission vowed to hunt down operators of Ponzi schemes nationwide. The federal government agencies declared this yesterday following the collapse of the digital asset platform CBEX. The SEC, however, revealed that it's yet to receive formal complaint about the collapsed digital asset platform, while the EFCC said individuals who invested in CBEX digital trading platform would get their money back. They sound pretty confident about that. Now, speaking during a TV program, the DG of SEC, Dr. Agama, vowed that the commission will hunt down the fraudsters and CBEX, which claim to use artificial intelligence for trading in crypto and promise 100% return in 30 days, collapsed on Monday, with an estimated 1.3 trillion naira lost. Speaking on the show, he said, Mr. Agama, that is, as we speak today at this hour, we've not received any formal complaint from anyone regarding CBEX. Because if we had received any formal complaint regarding them, the team at SEC would have swung into action to get who is involved. However, we sympathize very much with the people, the victim, because they're Nigerians, and of course, would commence investigation as to where the people are and also make sure we hunt them down because the law has given us the power to do that. And maintain that SEC has continuously warned Nigerians. See, my voice went up 8 octaves. Because yes, it's true. They consistently and continually warn Nigerians against investing in schemes that are too good to be true. Ponzi scheme, it's not new. It's a global thing and dates back. People have been falling for it, but it just feels like Nigeria seems like a fertile, rich ground for it to flourish. It's always almost every other Ike market day, new Ponzi scheme will present itself and people don't know. And the big question is it that people are ignorant of it or they know very well and then just hoping to God at their own they can cash out before it crashes out or it crashes at the end of the day. Because, on one hand, you say it's ignorance, and on the other hand, you're like, people know. And I haven't done any research, so no empirical evidence to back it up. But I promise you, I know. I'm a Nigerian, trust me. People know that it's a Ponzi scheme. They just hope that it doesn't crash with their own investment, that they can just, remove their money before it goes under. And then it half the time does. Now, I'm not saying that there are some businesses that don't look legit, like it doesn't have the structure. People have invested. I know someone who invested in a company that was into charcoal business. It still went under and then they lost a lot of money. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It had like a solid business model. It said it was registered properly to do that line of business, and people were putting money into it, and they were supposed to take charcoal from Nigeria to the Middle East and all of that. And then the first complaint was, Apapa port, this thing, they were not clearing. Before you know it, they say it was one policy, and then it crashed. And eventually the investigation went on until who knows who? There's no video to prove who was settled, but the case died a natural death and all of that. So these things can happen. With every business, there's a risk, but there are some of them that it is a complete risk from when you step into it, and Ponzi schemes are that way. Now, the question is, what can be done, or what should be done? Is it awareness, or what needs to be done to ensure that we don't get more Nigerians falling into this black hole and crying? Because if you go on social media, you see somebody, my life is ruined, I put all of my money. And then, you know, the intriguing part, I was listening when you guys were talking with Swat, and then somebody called and said someone put 31 million, like, boy, you have 31 million, and you want to put all of it in this. You must really believe they must have sold you the format very well. Or you put 1 million and then he started multiplying and like, let me double it till you got to 31 million. Because I really don't want to believe that someone would just go and transfer 31 million, bam, to do the, nah, I don't believe that. But things they occur, that's all I can say. Well, it's sad about this one, and a good thing that EFCC is giving strong assurance that they would get their money back. I don't know how they're going to do that. Good luck with you guys and all of this. But it'd be nice for also to set up, kind of like structure, a preventive one, so that people don't fall into this. If it requires more awareness for people to know, and then tell people the relevant questions to ask before any investment, so that you know if you're going to walk into hot water or not at the end of the day. But I quite agree that some people are very ignorant of how this works until they're right in the middle of it, or it crashes, then they realize their mistake. So what can be done to prevent Nigerians from getting this sucker punch every single time there's a Ponzi scheme? You hear too many people and a lot of money go down. How can we help? Share your thought. 0700 951 0000.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you. I want to say that the issue of the Chinese people with Nigeria, I want to say that that's a deliberate act. If not, a police officer I know wouldn't have allowed someone using camera to be, videoing them in such a circumstance. I believe that that's just a setup. And if you look at that video very well, Chinese people were laughing, smiling, showing you that they deliberately want to implicate those policemen. And I also want to say that had it been the police have been taken good care of, I don't think that majority of them will involve in such an act. Imagine the little loan facility officer used to get from those microfinance banks. I just stop them from accessing it. So it's very difficult for some of the policemen to agree to pay school fees, pay house rent, and thereabouts. So I just should do something and lift out that ban them from accessing those small credits to help themselves. The salary is not enough. If you check, the salary of a police officer is not enough. It's still 50,000, 30,000, 37,000. How can that go? So I don't really
till now.
blame them because
let's not forget that they review their pay upwards, and then if we're even looking at some minimum wage, they can't be doing 30,000 now. Come on.
Okay, I'm speaking from experience, but let me just pause for now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, welcome.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is Jamal.
Jamal, it's not every day we see you in the afternoon, no. Go ahead.
Like, my regular. Yeah. I didn't know which one we have to discuss now. Is it the Ponzi?
The three stories are on the table. Pick any one and go with it.
No, you see, but the video that made the round of the Nigerian police officer, no, honestly speaking, is so heartbreaking. It's a national police now. The Chinese can't really do that with their own police. And you were asking if it were to be one chief doing that as a Nigerian, we would feel so hot or saddened like that. We wouldn't feel that, because you know what the situation is in the country. But for a foreigner to come, it's just more or less like an insult to our personality. And the officers themselves, I really don't know what got into their head that allowed a video of such to be taken. They were well arranged, well coordinated. They were waiting for their ID to come and share money to them. So what stops the commander or the leader of the team to say, give me the money and I'll share it? And you're saying, they give it to you, you're giving an excuse, they give it to our leaders, they wouldn't share it. Yeah, let it be like that. It has always been like that. And they also know. So why bring disgrace to your organization, to your, it's really, really not a good thing, but however it is, they summoned them, for questioning, and let them take the punishment like that. But to my own understanding, I think those Chinese guys ought to be punished too for doing such a thing. But I think they're just having fun. Yes, I think we're just. Yes, honestly, I think they're just having fun.
Your name should be Punisher this afternoon. Punish everywhere. Punish the person who took the video. Let's be real. They're not getting punished for nothing. I'm sure a service was rendered and they felt, let's give them money because they do that in Nigeria.
You finish sharing it and you called your sister or your fiancé or whatever to come and continue from where you stopped.
So there is no police officer that is bold enough to say, no, sir, please don't do that. Bold enough
to say, no, don't do that. You understand? And some of that, I saw the video, I think a couple of them were nodding their head in appreciating it, thank you. You know what I mean? On 5,000. I was even speaking to one police earlier today. They said if it was supposed to be dollars, maybe like $500 or dollar. At least it still makes sense. Say 1,000, say 5K. Say which kind of rubbish be that?
I say a dollar now. Nah, waiting that police officer they talk because video no capture in own. See, we have a systemic problem that we need to deal with, and the police is like the bottom of the food chain.
And yeah.
Hello? Oh dear. Okay. Thank you, Jamal. It was nice talking with you. Let's hear this caller. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, you were taking your time, so I thought you were sharing money or something. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm calling from Agbado. My name is Basi.
Basi, good to hear from you. You're listening online from Lagos?
No, Agbado.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, sir.
The money given to NBA by Fubara.
No, that's...
An NBA conference is not easy and it is something. I think
sir,
no governor can hold them without giving that money. No governor
sir,
in Nigeria.
Hello, Oga. Which story are you talking about? Yes. Did you listen to the stories that we're looking at today?
I'm saying the point that was given to NBA by Fubara, that money.
All right, we're not talking about that story today, okay? Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Lukman, calling from Zamani.
Talk to us, Lukman.
Yeah, about the police. I saw the video and I find it embarrassing and unfortunate. Nigerian police personnel, we kept making case for them. They are not the least paid people in Nigeria. So all this about they are not paying them. They are not paying them how? Are they paying them 20,000 per month? No, we don't know exactly, but we know it is what the Nigerian police are earning. Some public teachers in secondary school, they are also earning the same thing depending on the level. So why are people always making? And those ones, they are not even doing any church anywhere, and they are managing their life. So why do we keep making case for Nigerian police officials when they are doing something that is wrong? And that last caller that said those Chinese are supposed to also be prosecuted. Yes, if it's another country, they will wrap that behavior under one law, and they will set an example where they are mocking our institution. And Nigerian police is one of the poster institution of Nigerian state. So yeah, it's very, very disgraceful. And the Nigerian police, and why some of them behave like that is that many of them got the job via slots. No integrity test, no scrutiny like that. So that's why you find all manner of human being, especially at the rank and file level. So the government should do more so that you can save the image of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Oops, sorry about that. You're next. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
My name is Femi, and I'm actually calling from UK.
Femi.
As regards to Nigerian police viewing in the viral video, see, Nigerian police will never change. If you like, give them 1 million per hour. they will never change. It's in their character. I don't pity Nigerian police, honestly. If you have ever fallen victim of their activities, you will never pity them. So that is who they are. That's their nature. They will always, and I don't think any authority has called any of them to question or to interrogate or to query them. We are just the one try to make case for them because they are not well paid. The authority didn't see it as a big deal. So it's just a normal thing. And that is Nigerian police for you. Then as regards to the Ponzi scheme, TBS, I think somebody somewhere in government should take responsibility for all this. MMM walking to there, the further people, quietly they walk away. So many of them came in, quietly defrauded people and they walk away. I think there should be a government agency that will check the activities of the so-called business people running business in Nigeria, whether genuine or not genuine. Know what kind of business they are doing. It's not just fair for government to fold their hands, allow people invest the money, and then just all of a sudden you discover they are fraudsters and nobody says anything. Everybody go quiet. And we start blaming the people that invested the money in it. What are the government doing about it? All we hear is, don't worry, we investigate it. That is the end of it. We will never hear another. I'm telling you, this one will go like that. Another Ponzi scheme will still come. People
that's what we're asking.
Out and out.
How can we protect Nigerians then? What can be done to protect Nigerians? Because
the government, the people, Kim, the people who are presenting budgets to Nigeria to secure the life and the property of Nigeria, to stand up to their responsibility. What they are also called intelligent. Is it only when they want to protest, they will now come out and tell you they had an intelligence somewhere that's going to be blocked. So they should stand up to their responsibility. Not allow Nigerians to be fraud. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's look at some of your messages quickly. And says, good afternoon. People will still go into it because of the situation of the country. These things don't work in thriving economies because people can actually feed themselves and the government help those who can't. But Nigeria's case is different. The government should do better, create structures that empower people, but to those that have money and still went into it, it's just greed. Samuel from Airport Road. The unacceptable narrative of people not being paid well, making them compromise in their responsibility is laughable. A lot of us are underpaid on our various workplaces, but should we steal or receive kickback? It's high level of indiscipline. In Ponzi scheme, our problem is quite the system, and the government is not responsible enough. Happiness from Pay sends that one in. I don't understand when we say Ponzi scheme crashed. Are they flying? Or is it that the operators ran away with the people's money? If not, the operators should have a bank where the money is deposited so the money can be located, Johnson. You know how these things work. You start off, people invest. They use the new people's investment to double the people that invested previously. So the more money you have, they have to settle the previous people who have come in. And if you do not have a proper business where you're actually generating money, it's just the money that you've come in with that you're recycling, even if it is crypto and it's not doing so well, at one point, by the time you have to give people the return on their investment and you collect from others, there's no business. You're not generating extra. You're just using it to return the old investors. At one point, it will crash because you now have a lot of people that you need to give 100% or 50% turnover, and God help you that more people are not coming on board. There's no money to give out. So it's not even money. Yes, the people would calculate and read the room enough to know when to cash out and run away with what's left. Some people will benefit. A good number of people will not before it goes under. So it's not as if money is sitting in the bank and generating interest to give investors at the end of the day. That's why it's a Ponzi scheme. It was a deliberate conspiracy, a trap to showcase how Nigerian police are gullible and corrupt, and our policemen fell for the trap, knowing fully well the type of police we have in our society. The police top officials should invite the Chinese national to explain the motive behind their financial gesture. A radio senator, I see. Why the discrimination against the Chinese national? Our political leaders do the same every day and we don't even see it. The action is bad on equal measures, whether done by Chinese or Nigerians. Lastly, be aware that the foreigners may have Nigerian passport doesn't change the density of the wrong being done. Once again, please, you should explain to us what is the meaning of ground rent. I want to believe it's from previous conversation, yeah?
Thank you very much.
Okay, why am I hearing my own voice? Thought it was a voice note you were sending. Good afternoon, Kimberly. Thank you very much. The issue of incarcerating the poor boy without evidence and proper due process of conviction is a classical style of Nigerian police force, allowing herself as a tool by some evil humans working hard to set up another human being. They should pay the 100 million naira cost they have the money. Next time, the force should be careful with every arrest. Again, the Chinese sharing tips and pecs to the full glare of global camera is a typical style of Nigerian police. Nonsense, okay, which the intelligent officers like Olumuyiwa Frankoba are trying to curb in the system. Some officers are well reputable and wouldn't attempt such a disgraceful act in public. I suggest continuous training on our security officers for proper conduct. Thanks and have a nice day. I feel sorry for Minor who was imprisoned for something he never did. The Nigerian policemen and women are, well, they can be lazy officers, he said, who would rather collect money from a white man gleefully than do due diligence and proper investigation before throwing an innocent boy in prison. They must pay that 100 million, says Collins. Madam Speaker, Michael Okon from Beggar Life Camp, just like the first call I said, it was a deliberate attempt to rubbish the Nigerian police. Chinese people have been producing fake tires and doing illegal mining. Who captured them on camera? We've captured some, remember? Sometime even one that was giving money, we don't capture. So let's not say nobody has captured them, but maybe not enough. In fact, the person that made the video should be arrested immediately. Like arrest a lot. You're going to arrest them for giving money, indeed. Yes, the action of the police was very unprofessional, according to the police authorities. What about tear gassing innocent women who were protesting in Port Harcourt? Is that professional? The Nigerian police must redeem its image from all of this, says Joe in Maraba. And I think those who arrested the boy should be made to replace him in jail. Can you label someone for what he or she never did or no? I think those who are responsible for his arrest need to face the full thrust of the law to serve as a deterrent, says Mr. Olujade Abiodun. If you trust Nigerian police, it's at your own risk. Olaleye Babalola from Katampe, a man pained and speaking from experience, I want to believe. Babashuna Mind from Gida Mangoro says the Nigerian police force need to be compelled to pay huge compensation for what they made this cadre boy go through. You'll be shocked about the number of cadres languishing inside the prisons across the country without having anyone to speak for them. Nigerian police, your friend, to your own detriment. May God have mercy, he said. And, well, okay, I still have a few seconds. It's quite disgusting and inhumane that a minor was kept in prison for 3 months for an offense wrongly accused for, with the police DPO being aware of that. This is terrible. The DPO should be sacked and should pay compensation to that young boy for damages. Nigerian police, they're just horrible. Horrid. Fitzgerald from Airport Road sent that one in. And Kim, there is no way giving money directly to the police by a private entity is right. He who feeds the dog controls the dog, and he who pays the piper dictates the tune. Their loyalty is compromised once this is allowed. Inform Akpan. Unfortunately, our callers are fixated on the free money the police got from the Chinese, but totally neglecting the wrong done to an innocent youth by the same Nigerian police. Very sad. Where is that humanity? What happened to that young boy can happen to anyone if it's not corrected. No wonder we elect rulers who are simply a microsome of our collective nature. I weep for the Neme is okay. We know you're upset, but let's not call Nigeria a contraption. But let's join Joy for the news at the top of the hour, though.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.